Oh wow, yeah, that wasn't actually as difficult as it could have been. Assuming this thing works, and assuming we are, well, actually bloody working, we should be. We should be. Because fuck it, I can't edit these. Let me start recording. Jeez, I hope we've got enough power on this machine to do this. We fucking should, like. It's only a Xeon E3. 1271 V3. It's not like it's a fucking low-end model or anything, you know. I don't really want to watch this, but I don't expect it to. The thing is, I can't do editing, and the files come out huge. I think it was going to be more economical, as we're stuck, like, one-taking these anyway. It's going to be... Bloody hell, somebody is watching. Scott Garney, hello. But yeah, as I was just going on, it's going to be far more economical for me to just do this live to the internet and forego the bloody upload process. This is actually faster than uploading the resulting video file. It comes out really blocky for some reason, whereas doing it this way, it seems fine. I can't tend to understand why, but, well, I guess that's the way the cookie crumbles. Or something like that. What's that saying? Oh, that dorky avatar there. Don't mind that. I was, like, going to put my webcam there, but I'm like, I don't actually know where it is. And the t-shirt I've got on has a logo on that's, like, identifiable. So, yeah, I can't appear on the internet with this. And there's no need. I like that dorky picture there, because it just has that element of repulsiveness about it that is just wonderful. Let's see, what map files do we have here? Fast, I might have caught what was going on in the batch file. So that is what it is. It just increases the resolution of the display so I can see an entire list of maps. It saves time. It's easier to type 2 letters than type 2 commands. One of which is not short, not real long, but bloody hell. Alright, let's see, what shall we open first? What shall we open first? Well, I suppose wise thing to do would be to test if this works, because only now do I realise I've not tested this machine prior to starting the stream, and I usually do. I've just, oh, that was working last time I used it. Which is a recipe for disaster, and I don't have another one that can run this, so it'll be... It's really weird not being able to hear my own voice. I don't know what the audio levels are like, so I apologise if they're off. But I'll do this to make sure things are working. And I'll start opening some other levels and see what goes on in them. I do have 2 or 3 in my mind that I think I kind of need to look at. Oh, not the shrooms, come on man, they lag my machine. My K5 doesn't have the testes to do this. Now, let me just make sure everything's doing what it should be. Oh, not the... Should be. There's nothing back here, was there? I mean, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to enable that, because, I mean, you can't complete the game anywhere. Like, so you might as well just God mode it so you can explore more. Turn that up a bit because it's probably a bit dark. Also, this provides me with a wonderful opportunity to test my my scaler and stuff out, because it's been having a few problems and I'm not sure exactly what was wrong with it. Probably just a lack of grounding. I forgot they had smacker support in this outlet. Animated texture there, it's smacker texture they call them. They still use them for cutscenes and stuff in games, I think, now, or animated computer screens in Duke Nukem Forever would be an example of a smacker texture in a more recent game. I wish I had a pitchfork that fired an apple. Ah, monster infighting works apparently. Ah shit, that's why you need Broussard mode. Ah, the lag. So, stream quality doesn't actually look too bad up there. I've increased the bitrate a little bit, but kind of pushing our luck a little bit. Oh, fuck the skull key, we don't need it. And we don't really need any keys. I mean, we can just cheat them if we do, but where's the fun in that? So I think what I'll do is, as I go along with this, is I will, oh, that doesn't show anything important. No, it doesn't. I think I'll, once I load a different level, I'll put the map name in the description box there, so when this is archived to the channel, he just blew himself up. When this gets archived over to the channel, there's like a nice index of what was opened. But I mean, I'm going to do this, I like the raising stars, that was cool. You know, this is something that's going to happen a few times. Anytime I need to record shit with multiple audio sources, this is how I'm going to do it now. And they probably won't be very long or anything, a lot of them, but yeah, we'll see what happens. I need to look at the monitor on the system and not the one that's going out to the stream there, because there's quite a large delay on that. Although with the poor K5 hanging its bag out, I don't know that it's gonna... I mean, we can crank the resolution of the game down, but I'd rather not. I think the machine will be okay, it's not going to do it any harm, it's just going to have to work hard. You know, I don't think it's ruining things that much. I just hope all my levels and everything are good. Because without being able to hear them back in real time, there's no way for me to know. If that opens and gives us like feather falling and shit back out to the start. Looks like there's a bat in the sky up there. Because bats can hang on skies. Oh, you motherfuckers, you're gonna make me go around again. Oh, damn stomach. I'm sure there's more shit to explore in here, but I don't care. No, it doesn't go anywhere. I mean, you can always load it in map edit anyway, but not much point here really, is there? Does this have a counter on it? No, it bloody doesn't. Right, I'm going to load a different level. How about 745? 45. Okay, let's have a look at GM. Now this is a neat map to look at. It's very small, but I think it's got some really good architecture in what is there. Machine. Okay, there we go. I mean, it's kind of odd in itself, because you've got these transparent trees, and this is like a recurring thing in this level, because there is another room. It's basically an unfinished bedroom, and it's sort of from here you walk in a straight line. Unfortunately, we can't get there with a no-clip sheet. We could look at it in map edit, but there's not much point, because there's really not a lot there, but it has one fat zombie on the bed, and he's transparent as well, and I kind of wonder, like, the game I think was meant to have more characters and cutscenes or something, and maybe this was like an interactive cutscene of sorts, perhaps, like a memory or a dream or something happening. But I don't know, there's some very interesting things in the included text documents with this. But yeah, it's only really the entrance of this building that's made here. But I thought it was worth pointing out, because there's some really nice architecture there. You know, it has these carves in it, which are, I don't know, you just don't really see that very much. You can tell the map's been around a while, because obviously they change out the art tiles since it was built. But yeah, even these pillars, you have shading, you have this sort of more subtle shades on the floor there. Shadows and everything. I just thought it was a really nicely built bit of build engine architecture, this. Like, I don't think you really see anything quite like this in the final game. I don't know what's with there being all these crystal balls. Yeah, what does that even do? Like, I can't remember. I don't think it works in here. No, the inventory keys give us this weird screen tilt. Like, yeah, it's like fucking riding a motorbike around. Caleb's just like churning up the front lawn. You know, with his fucking ninja or whatever. So that's basically it for that map. There's not really much else to it. In the end, we'll just go through them one by one. I might do quite a few, I don't know. I've got quite a bit of time before I have to go to sleep. What was the other one I was going to look at? It's another GM. I think GM is the initials of the bloke who made the level, but I don't actually... Yeah, I don't actually know, like, what it stands for. I can't remember the name of the mapper, so... Well, that's a shame. It's GMBABRTH or something. So we are at 1120, 1120, GM... Whoops. There we go, we'll stuff that there, and we'll go with this map. I don't know if you can need a hard drive in this thing, it's quite loud. Last sigil, sup high treason. Yeah, very little. Evidently doing this. I said at the start of the stream, this is far more economical than... Let me just fix this. Far more economical than recording and fucking dicking around in Vegas and uploading. The quality comes out better this way, it uses less bandwidth. So we're just going to do these like this. We'll just do them live. Shit! Thanks for deafening me, cultist. I really needed that. Shoot a guy in the back. What a coward. Well, it's nothing I wouldn't do, I suppose. You know, if the guy was going to kill me, why give him a chance to turn around? I mean, it's not very honourable, but at least you don't die. Yeah, this level, it's a real mixed bag, this level. I quite like this little area off to the side. I don't know why, I just thought it was a really nice touch. You know, there's some decent shading again. Some of it's, like, really clearly unfinished, like in other parts of the level, but... Yeah, that opens for some reason. It's not room over room, I don't think they had that yet. So the whole sector, like, slides back. There's not, like, another area under that. Ah, that's right. Yeah, but the level of detail here is not bad. There's no voxels in the game yet either, so we've got sector graves, which... I think the majority of the sectors used in this level will be used in... stairways of all things. There's a lot of these many sectored, slanted stairways in this, which we'll get to. Oh, fucking requires a key. There we go. Who gave me these cheats? I can't remember. It might have been Tekadon. I'm not sure. Yeah, you can't kill those, but you can knock one head out. Oh, yeah. Well, there's... I've never seen those turn around before. I didn't know they did. That was kind of neat. Oh man, I don't think we can trigger that again, can we? Like, it's a small touch, but I actually really like that. That looks cool. Sort of, yeah. Yeah, we're going to get a little bit of piss poor frame rates in this map, I'm sure. On this machine at this resolution, but there's nothing we can do. Pentium 2 won't run this really happily, so I always like the way they leave a foot behind. It's smaller in the alpha than it is in the final. which almost never happens in the final jibbing Hellhounds. And I don't think it happens at all in 1.21. I think it's just a 1.0 thing before they nerf the napalm launcher. Don't like the 1.21 napalm launcher. It's really underpowered. It's basically just a long-range spray Ken thing. Which I don't think that worked yet, did it? Let's find out. It sort of does. He starts to smoke. There's a ridiculous amount of ammo on it. So, I mean, there is that. Is it? Why do I get the impression it's the exact same explosion for both dynamites? Still, we'll go and look at the blast bit first. Like, this is what I mean with it being a mixed bag of a level. Like, some of it is clearly a long way from completion. I have my theories on what's going on here. So I do remember this. I think I mentioned this when I was looking around the early versions of The Haunting years ago now. And you have here, there's like this long-ass walkway, but I don't think this was what was intended at all. I don't think they were legitimately going to leave it like this. Like, because we can also map reliably on this, can't we? Not quite, but we're sort of there. It's this really long corridor, but you see where it starts would place that underneath the rest of the level. And I don't know how many people watching this have ever used the build editor, but yeah, it's very difficult to edit sectors that are on top of or underneath other sectors, because it's not something you're really supposed to do too much. Like, you can do it and it's fine, but see, I mean, you can see it's cross-shaped in the middle, just like that area up there where it's black, and we're going to see that soon. And I would bet they were going to slide this whole thing back and then just fix the texture alignment in this corridor afterwards. That would be my bet as to what they were doing. It'll be easier to design it out here and then just drag it in later, and hope like hell none of the vertices touch each other, because it corrupt. Oh, I forgot about the napalm. That actually made me jump a little bit. Yeah, these moons are recurring. Oh, titties. Nice. Very pixelated titties, but titties nonetheless. I'm not going to complain about seeing a pair of tits. That's fine to me. That texture is still in the final game. Overall, it's not my favourite feature on a woman, though, the tits. Like, I'm more of an ass man myself. There's just something about a woman's ass. Or more so that the curve of her hips where it goes down into her ass. I don't know what it is about it. It just sets like the caveman mode off in my head, you know. It's like, oh fuck yeah. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. I think every guy's different as to what they look at first. This lag. Get out of here. But yeah, I think every guy looks at something different first on a woman. For me, it's like the hips and the ass, definitely. That's important. If that's rubbish, it's not worth it otherwise. Whereas, I'm sure some blokes will look at the titties first, some blokes will look at the legs first, whatever, but I wonder what women look at first. Like, I've never actually asked. I'm going to have to. Because these many sectored... It has, like, this really handmade look to it, like, with these stairways and shit. Like, there's no level quite like this one in the final game, I don't seem to think. They got a nasty surprise, a cultist though. This little window. Yeah, if you step back, he actually kind of starts sliding down quite a way, because of the way the momentum works and that. Like, he falls off the ledge of one and then just keeps sliding, so it takes a long time to stop. Because they do slope slightly, the stars. It's kind of odd. Yeah, this room's weird. It's a little bit ugly in here, but... hold on a second. Huh? That's supposed to... there we go. Oh, those hands don't work yet, do they? I don't think. So we're not in any real danger here. It probably does. It's going to fuck us over. Ah, dynamite's my favourite weapon. I used to be fucking lethal with that in multiplayer. Yeah, ghosts don't work yet, so I mean he's not going to spawn us any lag. Not going to worry about that. What am I going to say? Is that pick-upable? It is. We can open that with that switch on the side, but we don't actually have to. Still that moon theme going on here, look. Definitely something with moons. As the level reveals, 3 knives, 3 moons, 3, 2, 1, and it became very bright for a second. There's something a little bit funky going on there. Just there. There's no prone button in this, or if there is, it doesn't work for some reason. And yeah, that's that black cross we saw on the auto map before. There's like a key out in the middle of it. It doesn't do anything, so I don't know what it's supposed to do. I would imagine perhaps it lowered. And we can actually go out there. I can't remember the path that leads there, but I can get you there regardless. So it actually tells us the combination. This is a combination puzzle. 3. You can see up there, these letters actually change. But yeah, it's kind of difficult to get dead on the thing when we're like... So we could actually see it change. I don't think I can do it for you, but... Because this one's a little bit awkward. There you go. So the combination's right, but nothing happens out there, so I'm not entirely sure what it was meant to do. But we can actually walk out of that. It's going to lag like fuck, but there we go. And there is stuff underneath us, I believe. It's back outside like this castle area here. Thank God, though, we can just drop. So yeah, that's the... yeah, I think I remember what gets us over there. We'll go and have a look. We'll have a quick look over here first and try not to delirium ourselves too much, because I quite like my frame rate, you know. I'd rather keep that if I could. Oh no! I'm just going to stand still so I don't walk in any more delirium shrooms. Oh man, I wish I had my Pentium 2 for this. It would make life a bit easier. The K5's alright. This isn't the fastest K5 in the world. It's a little bit of an older motherboard. It's like socket 5 and it's got a SIS chipset, the same one my socket 4 machine has, so... It's not that much slower than the 430VX, to be honest, but it doesn't have pipeline burst cache. And also I've got 512 meg installed, which isn't really that good. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Let me put that there, because the spiders are going to come up. Ah, shit. It didn't go off fast enough. The fuses was longer. Okay, weird things are going on there. There we go. We'll have some shotgun. I like shotguns. Shotguns are good. Can solve many problems with shotguns. What was on a bet? Ah, yeah. So, yeah, it needs the cache dropping back to 256k. It's a bit faster that way. But that's it. That's that window we were at. There's nothing else out here, and I don't think there's anything else interesting in this level, really. That's pretty much it, but there's sort of some potential in this one, I always felt. We can go up there. Oh, and we press P so that the sky starts going in like acid rave party mode. Yeah, like that. I'm sure that's healthy. And that napalm's doing my head in, so I'm gonna suicide myself. What's gonna... Whoa, I wasn't even pushing anything throughout most of that. That is not what I wanted to happen. It's such a ridiculous death sound. This KREDRUM is like broken into segments. It was probably meant to be the same map, and when I was looking at Shadow Warrior, I had a similar suspicion where they built bits of the levels in different places, which I've done before when I've built levels for, you know, like Duke Nukem 3D, so it stands to reason, I suppose. Well, let me just add this to here. Where are we at? 2510. GM. GM. Getting some levels to start up and shit. I don't know if it was like, there's no music, by the way. These levels have no music defined for them, so yeah, we don't get to hear any of that. And I don't think no, it doesn't inherit Shift F5 from Duke Nukem either, so yeah, we can't do that. That won't happen. Yeah, there's nothing immediately interesting here, and I'm not sure we can get to, like, there's a bit at the start. We might be able to, I'm not sure where it is. But, yeah, these all have a different thing going on, each one of these KREDRUM maps. And they... oh, the fucking hands. I hate those things. I like these knocked out bricks and stuff. I'm guessing the texture changed it. Hold on a second. I'm guessing somebody changed the texture out here. Now, fuck you, hands. Get away from me. There we go. It's a level of detail you don't see very often again. It's kind of just neat to see, you know. I think there's like shattered glass and stuff going on in here. Let's kill that thing. Just because it's there. It's alive, therefore it shouldn't be. Yeah, some neat ideas going on there, but I'd say never came to fruition, but I'm sure there's parts of this level in that crappy fucking 5th episode, or it might be in, is it Cryptic Passage, that expansion? Because I swear bits of the alpha are in Cryptic Passage. I may be remembering wrong. Feel free to correct me if I am wrong, but I'm sure there were bits of the prototype levels showed up in Cryptic Passage, even though it was a third-party expansion, I'm sure. Let's see if we can do anything with this one. I don't think... nah, it doesn't look like we're going to be able to do that. There's not much to see out there anyway, so... ah, crap, I forgot to put DOS key on. We'll do it for the next one. I don't actually have any other maps planned, but we'll just open some and see what's going on in there. So, I mean, why not? I can't remember every single level in this fucking thing, so... just do it as potluck, right? Now, this one I kind of like, because it's almost like this alternate, like, steampunk style going on here, I think. Which I don't really like steampunk that much, but this sort of works. It has this kind of grey, stone, metal theme going. I kind of like it. You get quite a bit of this throughout this alpha, and it sort of works. Can we get stuck there? No, we can't. Obviously, this kills the game. We actually have a... oh, you know what? I forgot something in that other map. There's like a dungeon. There's not much to see down there, though, so I wouldn't worry about it. You know the map name. It's easy enough to find this damn thing if you want to test it yourself. I mean, it runs in DOSBox. Yeah, there is an unintentional frame rate counter in the game here. Jesus Christ, that's loud. I apologise for blowing your ears out. That's how you test the frame rate. You figure out how fast the gun's firing. Ah, the switches don't work. Actually, I tell you what is a good sound in this. Yeah, they should have kept that one. It sounded good. It's a little bit heavy, but I think we can clip through that, because the no clip's weird. It doesn't... it's a bit like Dark Forces, where you can't walk out of the level. And This is influenced heavily by Dark Forces, I think. It uses, like, X to jump like Dark Forces. The no-clip behaves like LA Bug and LA Purgo combined. And the documents in the folder actually reference Dark Forces as an influence for this game. So, yeah, Dark Forces is a pretty cool game. But look, you can see there is a sector there. We can't get to it. It's like it only works if it detects a valid sector close enough. Probably within range of whatever the collision detection works like. I suspect the collision probably just pushes the player backwards. Or something, so, you know, pushes them away from the object which they're colliding with. That doesn't go anywhere, does it? No, there's nothing there. Ah, the frame rate. Yeah, the frame rate's bad there. A little tuft of... Looks like it should be floor aligned. Uh-oh. I'll have none of that dynamite nonsense, pal. Of course, that's actually our player sprite, is one of those guys. Slightly different colour palette, because I'm sure their belt is blue. I'm sure you could crouch in this. I'm just going to press random buttons and see what happens. Whoa! Yeah, there's nothing in there, it's just, yeah, build... It's just the way build draws, basically. Fuck me, they haven't one-sided that sprite over there. Dynamic camera is absolute crap. Oh, they might have done, but it's a fair sprite again. Yes, this obviously isn't very far in, and these buttons don't work. Maybe the X system changed between this and that. I mean, like most of these levels, there's no working exit. Like, it says exit right there, but it doesn't do anything. And there's nothing else in here. But we do have one more Galoon. Galoon. Fucking loon. Something. Oh no, my stream didn't bust, did it? I don't think it did. It seems to be working. I'm sure I saw loading ring out the corner of my eye for a second there. I'm sorry if I did. I mean, we got a green bar for stream health, which I'm really surprised at. Now, this is why I use YouTube and not fucking Twitch, though, because Twitch just doesn't fucking work on my connection. Yeah, you gotta have, like, fibre optic or something to do Twitch now, I think. No way you'll be doing it on DSL. People tell me they do, but I'm like, well, you wouldn't do it on Kirkom's DSL. That's for... There we go. Mount up the jibs. Feather fall. Oh, titties again. Nice. Refreshing diet Dr. Pepper. YouTube's been pretty crap recently. Something about China. Yeah, I'm sure I remember something about China. It's to do with, like, censorship and crap, I don't doubt. Yeah, the fucking world's falling to bits these days. Well, there's something back here, but this don't open. There we go. I don't think there's anything else in this map. This reminds me of Realms of the Haunting, this map, for some reason, though. Whoa. I don't remember that being animated. There's nothing back here. Yeah, I'm trying to remember what it was now. I'm sure it was something about, has an Apple stopped, like, VPNs on their App Store or something as well? I don't know much, because I don't... You know, I don't own, like, smartphone and stuff, so I don't pay much attention to things like that. I sure as shit wouldn't buy an Apple one if I was going to, anyway, because I mean, they're expensive, you know, to buy the cheapest one in the shop. My Nokia 1100 still works. It still makes phone calls. It's good enough. Right, well, those were the maps I'd planned to open, but it seems a bit pointless to do like a 30 fucking 4-minute stream, doesn't it? So, I mean, we might as well have a look at some other shit in here. Anybody have any suggestions while I roll myself a cigarette? Because, I I mean, we've got a pretty decent list of maps there. I don't know if you're going to be able to read those on the stream, but obviously I can. You should be able to. I don't think the screen resolution is going to be that high, but this is like 80 by 50 mode. Which is a bit higher than your average DOS screen. You know, it's usually 80 by 25. I think we can turn it down to like 40 by 25 or something, make the text really big. I can't remember what it actually is. I've got a book somewhere around my desk that has those modes in, but I'm not sure what I've done with it. I think it's fallen down the side and I'm not going to get it now. Let me have a look what's going on there. Well, I guess we can start at that last map there, BLD. I don't know what's in there. To be honest, we can... All those maps with numbers after them, you'd think those were the candidates for what they were going to put in the game, I would imagine. But I don't know. Pardon me. I should have done this with, like, size. It'd be interesting to see the largest one in here. What's the command for that? Well, I can do this, and I think it'll show us. Where is that key? This is a UK keyboard. Where's the pipe key on a British keyboard? I think it's the backslash, that's where the shift should be, isn't it? I don't do British layout keyboards. I never used one. Right, there we go. I think you can actually just use /P on the dire command, can't you? What have we got here? Ah, crap. I should have done this. There we go. GMKATATH. That map is quite large. Blood 6s as well. GMKATATH, you'd think, probably has quite a lot going on. Also, if the date's the way around it ought to be, that was the date is on my birthday. And the date Yoshi's Island came out as well. But I've got a feeling that this is formatting it as day, month, year, and not month, day, year. Not sure on that. Well, that might be what we open, just out of curiosity as to how big it is. It's another GM map though, they're all by the same guy. Well, that's the one we'll open. 3745. I think that's it, isn't it? Let me start this. It could be useful. Well, this map's huge, but it's ugly, I know it. It's a really ugly map, this one. So what I'll probably do is I'll start deleting the maps that I've looked at from the directory between, like, going through, and that way I never load the same one twice. It's okay for now, because this is the first time, so all I've got is, like, I've actually got a list right in front of me, because I'm writing them in the description field as I go. Well, that wasn't supposed to happen. God, they sure like this brown square texture, don't they? What the fuck is going on here? Jesus, fuck that. This level's weird. We're back tech. Yeah, I am taking down my neighbour's internet, but I mean it is like 2:30 in the morning. I doubt they're really using it at this time. I mean, it's like Wednesday, isn't it? I'm not sure. So you'd think they probably had to sleep for going to work or something. Having said that, that might not be the case. Well, at least we've got a room in here that's not made out of those brown square textures. It's just made out of this brown plank texture in this one instead. Matthias Antonio. How the hell do I pronounce that? I'm guessing that's like Spanish or Portuguese, right? I'll tell you what it looks like. You're calling me a pedo. I can play you some music to that effect if you want, but that's about it. Well, that's probably wishful thinking. We like older women around here, pal. Jesus Christ, you'd think these cultists would take the fucking day off, wouldn't you? How many bullets do you need? Ah, another switch that doesn't work. How good is that? And the brown squares retard, and the lag retards. I wish I could use my Pentium 2, damn it. It would make life so much easier. Yeah, that no clip is weird. I would be quite interested to actually see how it works. The source code for this is in here, but I don't really remember much, if anything, about C programming. Like, I have programmed in C, but very briefly a long time ago, and I wasn't very good at it, so I just sort of gave up, because I'm like, yeah, that's obviously not my language. I'll stick to just script kiddie things. That's obviously like what I'm better at here, and I'm sure that opens though. It does, right. And we should be able to get through these because there'll be red walls. It's white walls we can't go through. But it's odd, we can go through some white walls. It's such an odd fucking thing, I don't... Oh dear. Well, this map might have a large file size, but I'm not finding it to be among the most impressive that are in this directory at all. On the P60, no, this is the K5. I don't think it'd run well on the P60. It may be okay at 320 by 200, but I'd rather use 640 by 480 if I can. And, well, the K5 can do that, but it's a little slow in places. Like, as soon as you get a few too many sprites on screen, it just sort of starts shitting the bed, but... yeah, it's close enough. I don't mind the odd frame drop, I can handle it. It's mostly within the realms of what I'd consider playable. I'm good down to about 12-15 frames a second before it starts getting on my nerves. I wonder if this texture was only temporary, because there are some levels where you can tell the textures were temporary, that they were more bothered on geometry than texturing it properly. I just wonder what it was supposed to look like. Actually, it just occurred to me, it's not a P60 anymore, it's a 66 now, isn't it? I do have, actually, I've got two 60s, haven't I? Because I've got that compact. I really need to get some discs for that, but I started focusing on... bloody cultist deafeningly loud. Yeah, I started focusing on other things because, you know, I figure I can come back and get floppy disks later. I want trees like these hands. Okay, that's a very odd statement to write in the middle of the level. And I have like a P60 that I'm going to flog off at some point because I'm not like using it, so I figure I might as well stuff it on eBay and see what I can get. So I've been sort of fixing that up. Right, well I think I've exhausted everything that this map has to offer. There might be more, but I'm not going in map edit to find out. It can sit and rot in the directory, I think, this one. Oh. Well, that texture, I'm not sure if that's in the final game. Well, yeah, the BIOS is on floppies anyway, isn't it? Until it's, like, stored on a partition on the drive, because the place I bought it from was, like, they just wipe the drives entirely before they sell things. They don't really test it, like, past switching it on, so... You know, I have to put that back. But they don't seem that hard to find. I think I already put them in a folder somewhere ready, so I shouldn't have a problem. I was going to use floppy emulators, but the floppy emulators I fucking bought don't have, like, buttons or anything on them. So I'm like, well, how are these supposed to work? I'm like, well, I guess I could put them on a Windows XP machine, but virtual floppy works on that and is free, so I don't really see the point in floppy emulators with no buttons. Jeez, look how many sprites are moving! What the hell is going on in here? I guess it's all the little hands, but... Yeah, I need to get some proper floppy emulators at some point, because it'd make life a lot easier for things like that. You know, I like using real discs and stuff, but when it's just setting the system up, I don't really care. It's like, I've seen fucking DOS install screens and stuff so much that it's like, yeah, the novelty of changing the discs out sort of wore off a long time ago now. I just want to get it installed. Actually, when it comes to operating systems, I quite often just use Ghost now, because it's easier. You know, make a VM, make a Ghost, get the Ghost out of the VHD file and just restore that boot to a CD and stuff it that way. Yeah, they might well be for sewing machines. It mentions various models in the bit of paper that came with them, and one model is, like, listed for sewing machines. The model number on the top of these isn't mentioned at all, though, just some very similar ones. I think I've got one here. Let me have a look. But they don't actually appear to work anywhere. As per the Chinglish instructions, I didn't have much success getting them to do much. Yeah, there's no model number written on it, so that must have been on the, like, the packaging, which I think I've thrown that out, so... Yeah, I couldn't tell you the model number. There's just, like, Gotek stamps on the front, and that's it. And I don't have a screwdriver to hands to get in to look at the silk screening. It does have solder pads for the buttons, but the traces lead off to a chip that's not there. So, you know, I can't actually put the buttons back. And of course I wouldn't have a display there to look at either to know which image I had selected. I really want to get one installed in my Akai sampler, because that only takes 720k discs, and the sampler won't start unless you have a system disk as well, and I don't like having to rely on, like, ancient 720k floppy disks to get the thing to work. Interestingly, you can stuff a 1.4 meg disc in now, and it'll just use it as a 720k one. It seems to be in blissful ignorance of 1.4 meg formats, and you know, it's I think it was their way of being able to upgrade the operating system cheaply, which is just as well, because I think the firmware they came with originally was unreliable or something. Even the one that I have, if you just spin the jog wheel all the way to the side in the menus, it'll just lock up. let's see, what have we got here? JCASTLE.K. We'll try loading that. Where are we at? Whoops. Right, there we go. Why is this thing being so bloody awkward? There we go. Let me have a look at what's in here. You watch it be like one room with Tyler or something. Seems like there's a few revisions of this map in there though, so... Oh, it is Tyler as well. Well, there's other textures on the... Oh no, okay, well we might be able to find something in here. I wonder what that button does. What the hell did that do? Right. This has a very strong smell of test map about it up to now, but it might not be the case. It definitely might not be the case, actually. We might be onto something here. No, I want to go and look in that garden I just saw. Oh, no. Let me back up there. Oh, is that like a one-shot thing, this wall? It bloody is, isn't it? I bet it is and all. Can I? Yeah, I can, even though that's probably a white wall which somehow works there and not other places. It's very peculiar, this no-clip code, it really is. There's a cultist right there. Let's give him a rude awakening. Oh man, this place is pretty. Was there... I think there was a screenshot here in, like, magazines or something years ago. I'm not a fan of that water texture, though. I don't get why, like, half of it's static. I guess it's meant to be, like, pebbles at the bottom of the water or something, but it looks a bit shit. I can see why they changed that. Although, in all fairness, the water texture in the final version of the game doesn't actually look that good either, so... In fact, this is reminding me of a map out of the first episode of the final game. Although not enough that it's like clearly the same, it's just similar. I don't recall... Oh no, have I still got no clip on? Now, luckily I can't die. Luckily we have brush-on mode on. I can just stand around and take bullets in the back of my head all day. It's another key. And we haven't been through another key door yet. So I don't know what all that's about. Ah, was that what happened before? Those rotating sectors there maybe nipped us. Well, this is where the skull key goes. And this is where the skull key goes. I found a socket for Pentium Overdrive. Yeah, there's kind of... Hold on. I actually replaced the volt reg on that Opti Sailor Boy board I've got a while back, so... In theory, like, providing you could cool it, you'd probably get away with stuffing an MMX chip in, but it's still a little bit finicky, like, it doesn't always work, and I'm sure it was probably built specifically for some Opti motherboard, and it just happens to work a decent amount of the time with other boards or some such. Also, this K5 here uses like the same chipset and everything as my Socket 4 board anyway, so it's like, well, it's probably a pretty good gauge of what the board would do with Socket 5 processor stuffed in. You know, we're at like the same bus speed and everything. Different Super I/O chip on this, I think. SCSI adapter's the same model though. The hard drives are relatively evenly matched. The one in this is just a little bit faster, I seem to think. Like it's some double height 7200 RPM thing. Makes a racket and runs hotter than the sun. Well, this map's actually pretty big. Like, there's areas like this where the shading's non-existent, but this is pretty far along. I mean, there were areas that still looked worse than this in episode 5, I think. I didn't like episode 5. Oh, we're back at the start. Well, that messed up. Oh. Oh, I'm Skywave mode again. Yeah, I won't be eBaying anything for a while anyway. I've completely destroyed my bank account trying to repair my bike. Which, it's coming along, I'm getting there, it's just taking a while. I'm not sure I can get the tourist running again, because there's a lot of things missing that I'm not likely to be able to replace, but I'm sure as hell attempting it. Kinda don't like having to walk places, and I hate getting buses, so yeah, seems like a logical thing to do. I think we've seen everything there is to see in this level. There's probably some really cool area that I've missed entirely, and somebody will complain about it once the stream's archived and everything, but, well, we'll see. Bloody hell, the pushback on these explosions is ridiculous. Look at that. How far does it need to launch you? I mean, I've never stood inside an explosion to see how far it does throw you, but come on, man, that's just not realistic, is it? Well, this is where it's supposed to end, I guess, the level, and it doesn't, so... Well, that was kind of neat. I don't think I've ever seen that map before. Let me see, what else do we got going on in here? Like, a lot of these are just little effects test maps. I'll do a couple more before I call it a night, I think, so... Yeah, what else do we got? We have... Yeah, I'm not sure. The test maps, I think, are just effects tests and stuff. There's not much point in loading those. I can have a look at that. So where are we at? 547. Oops. Socket 4 overdrives, yeah, there's apparently people who've been looking for them for absolutely years. This level has music defined, apparently. Which hopefully isn't too loud. As I've said, without being able to hear my own voice back, I can't... I've got all kinds of warning lights going on OBS all of a sudden. I'm sure it's fine, we'll just ignore it. Yeah, it's apparently they're odd to find Socket 4 overdrives. I've certainly never seen one. I saw one going on CPU World once, but it disappeared, as did the person selling it. I think the guy just edited it off his list of what he was selling. I'm guessing somebody PM'd him. I swear this is a different composer to the final game. The music in the alpha's way better. Well, this is what I would have guessed it would be, this level. From the looks of things, it's the overlooked hotel. I don't have a key for that, assuming it even takes one. We'll just cheat the keys in, because there's no... Really, that's out here, is it? The hotel? Well, we'll come back to that soon, because I want to have a look at the hedge maze and everything. Archware's a nice touch. A lot more sprite detail and such in this. I wonder if, what's his face? Bill Murray looking guy is still in here. I don't know his name, I can't remember. But yeah, I don't know, I mean, performance-wise, like... I don't know, like I said, I would imagine if I tested this board at 133, you'd probably get pretty much the exact same result as I would get in my Socket 4 board. What would have been the same chipset and everything, but... It's only a theory. I don't know if I'll ever really get round to testing it, because I'd have to tech, like, both systems to bits quite extensively to really get at such things. And I don't really like taking the Socket 4 rig to bits if I can help it. Mostly because it's a pain in the arse to put it back together and things tend to go a bit weird. You know, there's that much weird stuff in there with IRQ sharing and stuff. It's like, yeah, just don't poke the snake's nest and just leave it alone and hope it stays working. It's one of those cases. Well, this level has not... Ah. Well, that's not good. Well, the final game still does that. It's not that much of a loss, surely. I'll reload that map in a second. I just want to roll myself a cigarette. That's the first crash we've had. It's not bad for an alpha version. It's quite stable. But then I don't think it's any worse than the final, to be honest. I guess they fixed very little of anything along those lines. Okay, Max Bonkles. I wonder what a bonkle is. That's a strange word. I'm guessing this is something the programmer defined. It's probably like the little, you know, the little pieces that come out or something, like when shit blows up. As in, like, the jibs of inanimate objects, perhaps. So, it was a dignified crash. It got caught by an error handler. It hasn't locked notes on the sound card. If that's the way it's going to crash, I'm quite happy with it. I don't have to reset the machine or it. I don't think. Probably lock up now. But I don't think I've got to reset it. Broussard mode on. Right, there's no point going and screwing around in that maze again, but we'll toss some dynamite in there for good... Damn stomach. Toss some dynamite in there for good measure and continue about the the hotel, hopefully without crashing the machine again. Have not played the full game for a long time, but I'm sure the curve of the dynamite thrown's different. The sound card in here is the TerraTech Maestro. It's, it went in here when it was built, basically. I had like a sort of half-assedly assembled K5 when I was doing like the Banjo-Kazooie music, which had the TerraTech in it, but it was pretty busted up at the time, and I was like, not sure if we'll keep that, but yeah, I managed to fix it. There was like one capacitor that I'd missed somehow. That turned out to be the culprit. Well, that mouse is invincible. I'm just going to give up shooting it, I think. It obviously wants to live so bad that it would be cruel of me to kill it off. Wine goblet, that's a useful item, I'm sure. That's great. When it all goes wrong, we can just get drunk now. Just don't work. This level has not changed immensely. There's like doors in odd places, which probably to keep the frame rate up. Yeah, to be honest, the compatibility is pretty good on this card. I've not really run into any major issues with it. All the Shadow Warrior prototypes don't seem to like it very much if I want wavetable sound, but it's not this card specifically, it's more that they just don't like doing that anyway. I mean, you usually at least get sound. Well, that's a fine piece of artwork. I'm sure somebody will remember what I was saying at the early end of this stream. Well, I think we've found the answer. Don't shoot the barrels. Try and blast through this a little bit faster to get back to where I was, but I mean, getting through this level without blowing a single barrel is like, it's littered with barrels. We might end up looking at this in map edit. QS keys and QS ammo. Alright, what weapon shall I'll take? Well, actually, that's a pretty good weapon. I think it works. But it has, like, fuck all ammo. That's the problem with it. This is set to General MIDI. Well, actually, it's set to Sound Canvas, I think. I'll have a look the next time it crashes and see what I had it set to. I mean, I can set it to FM, but I don't think it was... the MIDIs in this use, like, reverb and stuff, and a bunch of stuff that the final doesn't really make use of that much. So they're most likely written for general MIDI cards. It sounds pretty good on a Yamaha as well, from what I remember. You know what? I'm just not going in that room. That is the death room there. I'm not going in the... Well, the library's different. The library's much smaller. I bet that portrait is enterable. No, it won't be, because there's no room over room yet. That's not implemented yet, or it might be. I'm sure I played with it once and found there was some at all. It probably just wasn't put in at all. Said something on that image then. It doesn't. Yeah, this is starting to look different, but you can sort of see what it became. Yeah, what this room became is on the back of the box for my version of the game, but it changed a fair bit. The table legs still sectors, yeah they are. Alright, now this is different. There was a corridor here. The curtain was that side, and there was like a... Or was it where there was a picture of the... like human anatomy that opened the secret? I can't remember now. Long time since I played the full version. Yeah, well the way it sounds on the 724 is essentially the way it sounds on the MU90, just slightly better on the MU90, because obviously the sample ROM's got way less compression on it, but... Ah, well that seems to be where the level would end. It was quite neat seeing this map early on. Like, it didn't seem to have changed that much. I wonder if it's got all those weird passages. But oh god, I would open that one, wouldn't I? I'll bravely run away. Does any of this open? It does. Wow. No, it's them bats that don't do anything. Don't shoot the barrels. Well, the secret passages aren't that extensive, apparently. I think that's pretty much it. I don't think we've missed anything in this level. There's nothing extra down here, is there? No, that room's not there yet, so... Well, this map looks relatively complete, all things considered. The shading and everything's there. Monster item placement. It definitely did benefit from being expanded, though. Well, one or two more, might as well. Oh, hold on a second. I was going to look at this, wasn't I? Yep, Sound Blaster. Yeah, Sound Canvas it's set to on this. Pardon me. Seems most of the maps are by the GM dude. I'm sure the letters are the initials of the people who made them. Like the Q maps I think are all test levels for the X system. Let's try this one. This isn't a promising start. There's a lot of these levels start by pressing a switch on this. Yeah, why do I feel like that's it? Like there's no more level. Oh, no. Oh! Charnel House. At least I think it is. It looks like it. So this is another level that made it to the end, just altered a bit, like there was... Sort of, you came in here and it was inside like a shit pit or something, and then you came out. And that back boiler used to have a passageway in it. I don't know if it still will. I guess I can go and find out. Assuming I can get up there, I should be able to QS clip my way up there, but that boiler goes nowhere right now. And that one might. That one... Yeah, you've got a sector drawing problem just there. That's not healthy, that. Now, how do I get up there? Because this won't open. Can I just blow it out? No, I could probably QS clip it. Yeah, look, that isn't going to help me at all, that elevator, is it? Yeah, I guess we'll be using QS clip then. What's at the back of here? Almost looks like I've been here. I can't have been here, that's impossible. Well, into the bloody boiler. That's a sure way to get killed. Oh, what a lovely place. Why is it behaving funny? The movement's gone all weird. I never know with this game, like... The CJ71984, this is on my K5 166 at the moment. So yeah, it lags a bit because I wanted to use the Pentium to... Hang on, is the fog... The fog's blue, isn't it? You know, this game was supposed to have like a weather system which just drew a texture over the screen, and it was supposed to have a fog system where the blackness in the distance was palletized, and there was like a tint to the screen. You can actually sort of see it in Map Edit, but I can't remember the buttons to press for it. Yeah, this level is really incomplete, but it definitely looks like the early beginnings of Charnel House. There's hardly anything done yet here. It's a long, long way from being finished. Right, there is a sector over there. Hang on, I started on this elevator and didn't notice this door, or was it just not open at the time? I'm going to say it wasn't open at the time, and, like, because, you know, I don't think anyone's going to believe that for a second, but that's what I'm claiming. Okay, what else do we have? Might as well do a few more. I don't got to be anywhere just yet. Fort J House. Ah, yeah, that is the dude who made The Haunting. So, let me see. We'll have a look at this one, see what's going on in there. The time. Right. Well, we've got flickering, a bit of shading, a bit of broken textures, bit of... Oh, man. Oh, what a lovely level this is. Oh, that's real complete, that. Bloody hell, this guy's work output's fucking awesome. Like, that GM dude, I'd employ him. But... Ah. Okay. Maybe it's not so bad after all. Stupid gargoyles. Stupid gargoyles. Right. 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 This level might actually have some completion. Yeah, I don't think he's as good a mapper as the GM dude though, because I mean you can see like the GM man's shading and stuff is just awesome. Like they've actually had to scale this shit back for the final game because it just killed the frame rate too much. Ah, there was a door here and it just wouldn't. I get a feeling like I'm making life complicated for myself. Well, that didn't do anything useful, that lever. Oh no, I thought it was another one of them titty sprites then. It's the voodoo doll. I'm disappointed now. I needed my pixelated titties fixed and I'm not going to get it. Well, I think that's everything in this level. I don't think there's anything else. Because that lever doesn't seem to really do anything. We'll go back to the start and see if it did anything over there. It did not. And that, I'm guessing, doesn't go anywhere it was meant to yet. Well, I don't know if this guy started later or he just didn't work as fast, but maybe he didn't work as many hours. That's possible, I suppose. Let's just start one of the numbered ones randomly. Where are we at? There you go, we'll start that one. Like, these are numbered, so these must be candidate maps for what would become. Like, they even have music defined and everything. Oh, you know what I'm going to have to do when I'm done with this for the day is have a look how the original, like, theme music with the guitars and stuff sounds on this Terror Attack, because I kind of wonder now. Yeah, the midis in the final game definitely aren't as good as these, though. That's something they messed up on. I swear they must have changed composer. Because this is that fucking boss fight map, isn't it? That lame-ass recycled boss from episode 5. I wonder if it's actually in here. I don't think it is. I don't think any of the bosses were coded yet. I mean, Cerberus sure is in. All he can do is kill one of his heads and he doesn't attack, but... Hey, maybe the Beast was here. Hey, I actually watched Beauty and the Beast the other day. I hadn't seen that film since, like, the 90s or something, you know. It hasn't aged that badly, I guess. Oh, Hellhounds. What a nice present. And apparently I am flammable. Which is nice to know. Oh, this is clearly meant as a boss arena. Multiple switches here, is this? Well, really no combination switches work from that GMBABRTH.MAP. But, yeah, apparently that's not going to do it. Whatever's in there, if it's anything, it ain't coming out. Yeah, I don't think this works yet. Oh no, it's more of these dickhead dogs. Well, at least it's not cats, I suppose. Those would only serve to annoy me further. Yep, there's no boss. He's on holiday. He's not back yet. Get myself a cigarette before I go in. Well, I can load it while I'm... It doesn't load that quick. Probably load a bit faster if I was in Windows. We have like 32-bit disk access and everything. Oh, it's this map. I don't like this map. This is the fucking... This ended up in episode 5. Or Cryptic Passage or something. I don't know, but yeah, this ended up being used after the game was released somewhere. I didn't like it. Didn't like this level at all. And I don't remember enough about it to recognise where it's changed. I remember doing co-op with a friend of mine when my internet was good enough to do that. Descent, I would not know. It may do, I mean, it doesn't hurt to look. I don't know much about the history of that game at all, to be honest. I never really played it that much. I always preferred Terminal Velocity. Like, there's nothing wrong with it, I just always, you know, when I wanted sort of futuristic aerial combat stuff like that, it was... I always just wound up playing Terminal Velocity for whatever reason. Which this machine should absolutely murder, I would think, if I was to install it on here. I haven't played that for a while. It's not what I had my heart set on playing. I wanted to play the sequel to Atlantis, but... yeah, that Pentium 2 isn't going to be doing that kind of stuff, so... and I don't think this has the power to do that. Oh, thanks, door. Yeah, this map's still just as boring as it was in its final iteration. Still has that weird yellow palette. Oh, we've got a rat problem. Oh, the rats make splashes in the water, apparently. And take 2 stabs to kill. Those fuckers are hardcore, them rats, man. I mean, they won't die to explosives. They don't die easily to pitchforks. Well, I'm calling that it for this level. I never liked that map. I want out of it. Yeah, well, that is a thing in Blood. I remember it happening a few times when I played through the final game. They've been killed by doors. Often when they weren't even crushing me against anything, and yeah, it was garbage. I wasn't impressed. Of course, it doesn't matter so much here because I can just cheat and use God mode, but... I think I said, didn't I, that I actually want to go through and compile all of the weird stuff that happened when I played through the full game. Because, like, it just went mental in places. It's like, yeah, I might just have to compile that into, like, a montage of just things going fucking loopy. Places where the game ate its own face off, as somebody said in the comments long ago. I don't remember who it was now, I apologise, but somebody said it. Jeez. What is this level end up being? I have no guesses for this. No music defined and not really a lot going on. This looks very unfinished. Yeah, apply sprites with the shade down, it looks like shadows. That'll work, I guess. Yeah, this doesn't appear to contain anything. Come on, man, I want another good level before I turn it off. Yeah, this K5's not doing too bad overall. I'd quite like to know how it would run in the final version, but I have a thing against running it, because every time I've run it, it's ended up murdering hard drives, or at the very least corrupting them. I like the design of the roof there, that's pretty neat. I'm not sure I like the beams being made out of straw, but... like, I still don't get, like, what the hell they tested it on. Because... according to the box, at least for 1.0, it needs a Pentium 75, but I ain't seen a Pentium 75 that'll run it bar one. The only one that did was that big TMC board I used to have. Like, it was a phenomenal motherboard. This K5 board's like very similar to it, but I don't know if it would do it with a 75 MHz Pentium chip installed, and I'm not sure I'll ever really plug one in to find out. Well, I have an abundance of those bloody things because they seem to get everywhere. And plus the fact I sort of like ended up getting a bulk quantity of them through something I'm sort of doing in the background, but yeah, that thing did quite well. But yeah, average Pentium 75 barely play this damn thing. I've found K5s to be really good at build games on average though, or like sector-based engines in gen. Now this looks like the demo map from Ken Build, one of the build engine samples you can download from Ken Silverman's website, just retextured. That pyramid in the middle, and maybe they tried making their own version of it. Well, these maps are bloody empty. Because, wrong way. Yeah, my old K5 was like really quick in Duke 3D, all things considered, and it was like the Jedi engine it handled really well as well. Like Dark Forces, it just walked all over. Not that that needs a lot. I mean, you can full screen that on the 386. That's a game with accurate system requirements on the box. Like, it says it will run on the 386, and they weren't joking, it does. Which I'd like to know how the hell they got that to work. Ah, damn cultists, you're lagging my game. For the final version of Blood, especially 1.21, which I wouldn't play because they nerfed the best weapon, but like, I'd say you'd need at least a decent Pentium 2 to play that, like, really, in my mind. I remember my dad's Pentium 166 that he got, like, when it was a new thing. Used to sort of stumble around in 1.0. Like the demos used to go out of sync all the time. Blood's really susceptible to that. That's sort of how you can tell if the game's running well or not. Likely by the developer's standards. Is just let the demos run and see if they lose sync, because it's really susceptible to it for some reason. Like, I don't know how they coded the demos, but like the facility for playing them within the game, but yeah, that's usually a good indicator as to how well things are working. Well, I did crank it down to like 320 by 200 or whatever, but it doesn't help. It just doesn't really like low-end machines that much, this game. What the hell was that noise? I don't know if anyone else heard that squeak. Oh, well, it's probably nothing important. At least I would hope. But yeah, it's a good point. Maybe they intended for you to switch sound off if you were going to do that. I mean, that wouldn't be much fun. I don't really like playing without sound. It's sort of... yeah, I don't know. It just never felt right to me. It's like, well, I know there's... it's like I know I'm missing something. when that happens. I'm guessing them goilies there are invulnerable when they fast transform from being a statue. Well, I mean, in the final game, the black cultists are often invulnerable until they've seen you, so stands to reason. Yeah, I think there's like 3 major versions of the release of this game. There's like 1.0, which has only 4 episodes, and then I'm sure there's like a 1.1 and 1.21, which I think like both have 5 episodes and differ little to each other. They fiddled about with weapons and such. I think some of the levels were changed very, very slightly, but not to any significant degree. I'll just leave that one gargoyle up there. He can stay there and starve. This level looks almost complete. Like it's missing very little. Well, that's... Oh, that does actually work. Holy hell, I didn't expect that. Yeah, I mean, the layout's a bit different. I wonder if the... No, it doesn't seem that the rats come out yet. There's this odd yellow palette though, which I definitely remember seeing in screenshots from before the game came out. I don't know if that stuff's accessible up there yet. Yeah, I'm going to run QS clip in a bit because I want to see if anything exists back there, because that's where the level would have started, and it doesn't look like that bit's in yet. But let's see if there's anything up here. There's no submersible water yet, so yeah, I guess not. Like, no room over room at all, I don't think. No, that's just going to come down in that little... Well, it's a little bit different. Right, I see. Okay, this is actually, yeah, sort of, there was a gate there and that went to where the level started, so... It sort of looks like it's meant to be there and it just hasn't been built yet, like they'd already planned it. Yeah, I'd sort of expect 350 to be able to do it. The 450 I used to have, I think, is what I played it on when I played through it, and it actually ran really well on there. Like, way better than it usually does on anything. I'd sort of say, like, 233 Pentium 2 I would put down as a minimum for this game to really be worth playing. I'll do one more map, I think. I don't know. Maybe a couple more. Why the hell not? See how I feel. See how horrible this one is. We have... did this become anything? I don't recognise it immediately. I could guess what it ended up being, but not sure. That's a nice touch, those little bits there. I wonder if there's a sprite on top of them, because I don't think there'd be any way you'd be able to see it. There's no jump boots yet, and I don't think there's anything else outside of it. I like the shading in here, though. That's nicely done. It's kind of subtle like that. It has like these multiple shadows casting. Like you see there, there's like a third shade. That's a nice touch, you know. A lot of people don't bother with that sort of thing. I definitely don't think I ever really can be asked to do shading that way. My shading's kind of heavy-handed comparatively. Now, someday I'll have to dig out my, like, maps I made for this game, like, many, many years ago or something. And see how bad they are. Because they were terrible, they were mostly just experiments. Oh, wow. How many sectors are you using here, guys? I mean, that's a little bit overkill. That's not going to fly well when the boss sees it. That's a very nice waterfall. I can see why they wouldn't use it. Yeah, the P2 450 I had was on a Matrox card, which was ridiculously fast in things like this. And I said at the time that I think that was a large part of what really helped, like getting it so smooth. Like, that productivity was really quick. The Rage in the Pentium 2 I have now seems reasonably fast. The Rage 2 wasn't bad on the right drivers, but I changed like a Rage 128 because they're way more abundant and they work better. But it's practically pointless because it doesn't want to play anything, so... Because I'd rather be doing this on there than on here. This was on a Max 64, but I changed it to a Verge 325. And I probably won't change it back because, well, Verge 325s just work. Like, I've never had a problem with a Verge card, ever, so... I'm like, well, no point in changing what I know works. Can't get the MVP board to work on it for some reason. I don't think it works right on the Windows 95. The system just ignores it. It might be the TV card doing it, though, because they had an MPEG option. Wow, it glided back then. That was weird. You know, it's sort of probably done something to the registry or something. Oh, damn it. Stupid thing. Let me back up there. I want to see what's down there. Yeah, this level has a noticeable... Oh no, I'm not doing that again. There we go. Well, there's nothing down here. That was totally worth it. Probably meant to be submersible water, I would guess. The rest of the level might exist, but I'm not looking at it right now. Still, I seem to have gotten this scaler and everything to work again. So maybe I can go back to work on doing something for the main channel and hopefully it doesn't go wrong. Like everything else I've attempted with it as of late. I think I just do like an odds and sods like thing. Just like, yeah, this was the Pentium Pro. It doesn't like working without electrical grounding. The Pentium 2, which is... It sucks with the Pentium 2 because I can tell the processor and the motherboard like kick ass, you know, that they want to work well. They're sat there hammering every application over the top of the head with blunt objects, and it's brilliant, but the supporting hardware just lets it down so hard. Dumb gargoyles. And seeing as LGR like borrowed like a shot of like my Leo video, I might just have to kick the guy's ass on smallness, you know. Because I'm pretty certain I got something up my sleeve that I can do that with. I know at least one person here knows what I'm on about, but yeah. Actually, that little dinky embedded machine, I think I've found a job for it. Because accessing network shares is like horrible between modern operating systems and old ones. So I was thinking of stuffing Windows NT on that thing, running off of the floppy connector either in this Xeon or in the Atom server, and just sort of leaving it there, probably completely headless, just as a middleman, so I can access shares through that, and it should be faster, it should be easier. And it shouldn't require so many compromises to security. At least in theory, because I mean it's not like anything would have to be stored on there, it just has to start the operating system and speak the language on the network, and its job is basically done. Damn thing uses barely 1 watt, so it's not going to make a huge impact to my electricity bills. Oh, cool. Dead bodies. Let's molest them. With a pitchfork. Yeah, they've gone cold. I'm not interested in them. I don't know what these items were meant to do, clone and decoy and all that. Like, they don't seem to have any effect. You know, this was a map I didn't like in 1.21 as well. One more, and I'll go and... I don't know, I might as well make up the next 15 minutes, hadn't I? Just run it out to 2 hours, I might as well. I would like to at some point on this channel, as I suggested in Banjo-Kazooie, like, sort of sit there and watch through this crap cartoon I made in school. And, oh, breakable pot, nice. You know, with me sat watching through it at the same time so I can sort of explain things because it makes no sense whatsoever. And I know there's an episode of that where, like, me and a friend of mine were working on it, like, back when it was done. And we were like, hey, if we stretch the dialogue out, like, by a second or so for each dialogue box that comes up, because there's no voices, we can actually make it to, like, 25 minutes or something like that. So we actually, like, extended the runtime on purpose just to say we'd made something that was that long. Probably not a great idea. I wouldn't recommend that to any budding animators out there. Oh, there's a grey gargoyle up there. It jibs, like, quite easily. Oh, great. More dead bodies. Get them down. I want to molest them. No. What else is in this level, then? Well, that's just a shit pit down there. I don't think there's anything... Well, there's only one way to find out. There's some pretty architecture in here. I've got to hand it to him. That's just sprites up there. So what we need to do is get, like, a black... completely black sprite in the middle. It makes it... the eyes think that it's not... you know, that it's not just 2 cardboard cutouts. Yeah, I'll keep going until I hit the 2-hour marker. And then I'll go and test that MIDI out. And I'll do that in Windows. Can run this in Windows, but I mean there's not much point because we'd be on the command line the whole time. Well, I'm guessing these won't come crashing down, will they? This is clearly a test. This looks like wartime stuff or something. Which, yeah, there were elements of some war or other in this. In the final, like in episode 3 mostly. So I guess that's not too far out of the realms of possibility. You know what the worst thing is? Like, one of the most irritating things in the world. Like, nothing to do with anything here, but it just, like, when I was trying to record this before, it was something I said, and it's just come back to me. Like, I'd spent the day Like, sometimes I just can't sleep at all, and I've like had no sleep for days, really. Like, almost everybody I know in real life is like fucking narcoleptic as hell. They just pass out at a moment's fucking notice in the middle of a conversation or whatever. And it's one of the worst things when you have insomnia, is being surrounded by people like that. It's like, oh, come on, man. Do you have to do that in front of me? This texturing is shite. Who did this? Oh, that is bad. That map sucks. I want to record an album, I've decided. I come up with shit words to loads of songs over the years, and I've started forgetting them. So I am going to record an album. And it will be called A Collection of Really Terrible Songs or something. I think I remember seeing this map when I was dicking around with this thing years ago. You sort of say there's the beginnings, like, for something potentially good here. I don't rate the door texture that much, though. Well, it turns out a little bit rubbish, that, don't it? They mesh together in the middle very well. Yeah, this map goes absolutely nowhere. Phew. Yeah, apparently the internet's starting to crap out a bit, so we might be dropping frames and shit there. Like, I'm guessing people are waking up and it's going to have an impact on my live stream. Because the backbone for the internet here is practically non-existent. And someday I will, like, make a video about it, I think. Just to show the rest of the world, like, what it's like running the internet in Hull. I think we got it back. Yeah, we got it. Hopefully. I hope we got it back. Right, well, I think we've exhausted that level. That's a nice looking map. Oh god, the internet in this city, man. The internet in this city. It's bad. Jeez, man. These levels are so Is Breadfish coded yet? Not quite. Good. I hate those gill beast motherfuckers. They're horrible things. Doesn't appear to be much in here yet. These maps are sort of just getting worse as time goes on. And it's very warm in this corner. I smell absolutely disgusting because I've sweat about 10 gallons since I sat here, I think. What a great place to start the level that is. I mean, bloody hell, man. Fucking cultists. Right, fine. Let's QS clip our way out of here and see these, like, probably two identical copy-pasted areas. Stop trying to put bullets in me. I don't like them, they don't taste good. I can't be the only one thinking that there's something really disorientating about the bottom of that wall texture and the floor texture together. It throws my eyes out, and I'm not sure why. Also, I think I played with the build engine way too much over the years, because I remember reading, like, the Narnia books, like the Silver Chair and everything, and I always imagined it, like, built in the build engine with Blood's texture set for some reason. Oh, this level has music! That sounds kind of Arabic or something. So like words over the top. I imagine most of the 6th Harry Potter book with been built in build as well for some reason. Yeah, I remember this map as well. I've seen this one before. I'm gonna make fun of that music, but it's actually not half bad. It's not my style, but... See, there's all weird stuff like that in the alpha music. It's way more adventurous than anything that would have been in the final game. I'm stuck in here now, am I? How nice. Well, I don't know what the levers do, so we'll just press them and find out. Thing is, I'm sure I remember seeing this here with, like, the weather system somewhere. But I might be completely wrong. But this is another one where there's, like, this real feeling of ambition about it. Like this level, as if there was something big planned here and it just never came to be. I'd like to know if they ever did any further work on it, because it looks good. The internet seems to be shit in the bed again, by the way. God, you keep starting me in these death corners. No. What? Oh man. No. Stupid doors. I'm sure, like, the crush bit is optional. You know, like, doors won't close on you, they'll just bounce off. Unless the crush bit is set. It's... Well, that has a skull motif to it, doesn't it? I don't think that version of that texture's in the final. Which means some sadistic prick went through the levels and turned the tag on. You know, it just doesn't work properly. I've never actually tested. Well, this level looks very Dark Forces level 3-esque, and I think I said before, this game, it says right in the design documents that are included with it, that this game was influenced by Dark Forces, and I think this is another one where it shows. Aside from, obviously, that it shares a control scheme with it. But yeah, this reminds me of the sewer level in Dark Force, right down to the textures. That... It even has this little switch panel, looks like similar, doesn't it? I don't know what that does. Well, yeah, this is Dark Forces, alright, that's definitely what this is. Look at it, it's Dark fucking Forces. The varying water levels. Oh man, I think I'm getting DVT in my ass from sitting here, man. I feel the blood being cut off. Well, this place looks like a total maze, but it's not very attractive to look at, is it? There's a grey spider. I might have to get myself a tarantula. I don't know yet. I might get a Grammarstol pulchra, I think. Those things are cool. And they're easy to look after as well. You know, you can apparently be quite ignorant of them for the most part. It suits me because sometimes, you know, I'm broke and I can't afford to feed the damn thing. So, yeah, they can go a long time without eating and stuff if they have to. I'd try as hard as I could not to make that happen, but, you know, if it did happen, I wouldn't be in trouble. It's not like a dog or something, where I'd have to starve myself for a week. Well, this level's actually really interesting to me just because of the fact it sort of really does add some weight to the whole Dark Forces influence this thing. Like, you can see it did in here. I don't think this goes anywhere, does it? I might have to dismantle this level in map edit. We might as well do map 10, but I've hit the 2-hour mark, so... So yeah, I mean, I'll come back some other day and do some more of this. I might as well. It's more economical to just live stream them. I can't really edit the videos out of OBS. They go really blocky if I do, and it produces huge files for some reason to not make them blocky, even though the total amount that it's stuffing to the internet to do a live stream is way less. So I don't know what that's about, but well, we'll just live with it. I'm happy to do things this way. It just means that I have to schedule things differently. This place is very weird looking. There's carny textures and switches and shit. Ah. I've never noticed these holding a dagger before in all these years. Wear a towel on your head, do. Ah, that's incorrect of me, isn't it? To oh well. I don't know what this this level is. I've no idea. I've had enough of seeing these incomplete maps for one, but what went beep? Oh dear. I must have crashed something last time. I've been interested, but I just need to get things set up to do it. I've been busy with other stuff since it's Yeah. First thing, I'm sort of dragged down with IRL crap at the moment, and it's all really boring as well. That's like the worst thing about it. You spend half the time saying I've got fuck all to do and it's boring, and then I've got loads of stuff to do and it's just as bloody boring because it's all like fill this form out, go to this bloody office, do this. Oh, I don't even know what that directory is. I think it was something for the Pentium Pro. Doesn't really matter with that file, I suppose. Yeah, what were you thinking of, like, streaming anyway? Like, because I never know, that's my problem. I like think, yeah, I could do a live stream today, and I kind of, is this thing actually working or is it broke? I don't know. Oh, we might have locked. Oh no, we haven't locked it. It's just going slow. Then I think, well, what should I do on a live stream? I'd be tempted to Haunting Ground. I still have to finish someday. And I'd be tempted to actually do that as a live stream, and then just cut it up like at the end. Yeah, I'd like to know what I was doing in that folder to fuck that file. Oh, my hard drive activity light's broken again. Well, this is what you get for buying factory reject LEDs. Gameplay and maybe computer builds. Yeah, I did a build live before. I think when I rebuilt the 486 SX, the U5S. I've always meant to do another one and it's just never happened somehow. we see here? Yeah, this thing's on a go slow today. I'm just going to blame it on the heat. Oh, I've got LBA2 in there. Yeah, what's in that bloody folder? I want to know. I don't know what that does. I'm not going to open it to find out. There's obviously something I needed. It keeps starting my toolbars off. Let me have a look. Let me have a look. Where are them damn MIDI files? Oh, hang on, there's PCX files in here. I wonder what's in these. I'll have a quick look at them. Well, that needn't be a... because those are smacker textures. I like whether they didn't give you an art editor with this bloody thing. Like when it released. Yeah, right, anyway, let's find these fucking MIDI files before it gets ridiculously late. Not that I would likely have... What the hell? Where are these damn... Oh, they're not packed away, are they? Yeah, I would guess they're inside there. Is BARF in here? It is, BARF. Hood.RFF. I'm not sure this works. Not sure this works. that was productive. Sup, you've turned up a tad late. Is what's up? I'm nearly done with this. Oh man, how do I get the damn midis out of this thing? How do I get the fucking midis out of this? Oh man, I'm not sure I'm going to be able... I wanted to hear that old theme music. Ah, actually, we might be able to do it because it's still in 1.0. You have to bear with me while I copy it over, I suppose, but... I think I had that one. I'm not sure how I've got that. Surprised the TV card didn't start doing weird things. That's clear. Oh wow, I still got like the files for my playthrough and everything. Oh, and I've got some Kevin Bloody Wilson music apparently. Oh man, yeah, let's search through like 10 terabytes worth of stuff to find some very specific files with an ambiguous name. This is gonna be fun, isn't it? That's just what I want to do in my evenings. Yeah, I know that feeling, man. Boombox, hang on a minute. Oh no, I thought I had my Duke Rickroller mod left for a second there. Ah, here we go. I might be able to do this. What the hell was the name of this machine on the network? Is it even plugged in? It is. Interesting to see if it lags when I start copying things across over there. 100 meg? It shouldn't be that big. Well, that's going to take about 4 bloody minutes. Holy crap, man. What the hell's in that folder? Well, nothing huge. I don't... Oh no, there's a copy of the raw files, that's why. Like, how big are those? Windows 10 doesn't tell me on the status bar because useful information is suppressed in modern operating systems. And by the time I single the files out, it's probably going to have copied like as much as I can save. Yeah, it's still going to be like 80 meg. I really don't remember the game being that big, but I guess it is. What can I do in the meantime while I wait for it to copy? Dare I do anything in DOS mode? Well, as I'm officially like done with the stream and I'm just screwing around for a few minutes, I guess I can sort of just dick around with the machine or something. Let's see, what hardware do I actually have in here? Well, that's where that burner is for now, because I've got an older one in the P66. That's my hard drive. Yeah, Diamond Stealth 3D. Hit 10 more with every shitty update. Yeah, my problem is I'm stuck with Windows for my cartoon. I can't really move off of it. You know, I'm stuck with certain software, and I don't really want to learn a new operating system. I actually don't mind Windows 10 though, I've got to be honest. It generally works for me. It just sort of hides some useful stuff, but I've had way better luck with it than I did Windows 7. I could not stand Windows 7 one bit. Why is my modem not installed? I'm supposed to have a bloody modem on this. Well, I'll have to fix that at some point. S3 capture... Why would that be there? There isn't an S3 capture device in here. 8.1, that was alright. Ooh. Well, that's what networking will do for you. Yeah, and I've got to clean this thing up. It's a bloody mess. Yeah, the point and click. Well, I don't know, because that was the problem I had with Windows 7, and Windows 10's the same. You have to type a lot more than you did in Windows 9X. It's like everything's out in one bit of the start menu, so you've got to start typing things rather than having these sub-menus like this. Oh, bloody hell, I've got crappy 90s songs on here, apparently. Where are those? Oh man, I want to listen to some crap 90s songs. Where are they? Oh, I must have deleted it. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if Microsoft supported something like that. It's my obligatory test MIDI. That's on here. As you can see, we can't watch telly. They shut the analog signals off. Alright, let me get rid of that. Actually, there is one interesting thing with that. Because of the way it works, like you have this weird pass-through cable. So it's like an overlay. Which it's got a... Wow, it's set to cable mode. That would have never worked. We didn't have cable TV in Hull. Let me have a look here. One thing I like with this version of Paint is you can just do that. Yeah, check that out. It's just chroma keying. TV. I don't know how that comes through on the capture card. Wow, actually, there's a noticeable pink border on the capture, like as in the capture board for the stream, that isn't visible on my monitor. Like the whole thing's analog. You know, it's analog keying circuitry on there. I think it has drifted a bit out. Yeah, I don't know why you would want to remove Paint. I mean, it's a useful tool. It's not as useful as it used to be because they nerfed it like hell, but it's still useful enough. Anyway, this was all I wanted to bloody test. For heaven's sake, what a load of messing about. That's what I want. Bloody hell, that sounds good. Should have kept this bloody theme, it's way better. Pitch bend and everything handles well. Hey, paint is probably all you need on 4chan anyway, I would think. But I thought that was kind of the point. Well, that was good. I like that. Well, I guess I got nothing else left to do here on this stream today anyway. I'm probably about to murder it, I think, for the night. First, I guess I've got to try this. Let me see, before I switch it off, how well does the release version of the game run at this resolution? On here, this is... I'm probably about to kill my hard drive because I never fucking run this game. Every time I run this, my hard drive breaks. It's gonna kill something in the machine, I just know it. Oh yeah, what is this Windows 3.1 throwback? Well then, the abundance of white windows. Yeah, that runs worse. Jeez, that's bad. Me? No, never go over to 4chan, and I have no intention of going over there. It's not something I have any intention of doing. Nothing against the site's just not my cup of tea, really. Like, there's other forums I can go on that just appeal to me more. Yeah, and the demo's desynced. It doesn't fucking run good on this. Well, that's nice to know. Yeah, it'll run on a Pentium 75, this game. It'll run on a Pentium 75. Oh, load time. At least we don't got the blooming... The other thing I like with 4chan is, like, everybody who goes on there, like, people go on about how bloody anonymous the thing is. It's anonymous, yet everyone who posts on it's like, hey, I post on 4chan, I posted this. It's like, isn't that define the object? Like, I don't know, that always just seemed odd to me about the whole thing. Let's see how this runs at the lowest graphical mode. Oh, that's not bad, but, I mean, we're a bit faster than a Pentium 75. It'd be interesting to see how it handles once we get a few voxels on the screen. There is a frame rate counter for this game, I can't remember what it is. Like, how to get it up. I could look it up, but I can't be bothered. I'm just gonna wait until the demo runs its course and see if it goes out of sync again. Ah, you get a couple of spikes now. Yeah, B. I've heard of B. That's, I think, basically the trash board there, isn't it? Just where all the crap that doesn't fit anywhere. And the demo desyncs. Yeah, Atlantis is pretty horribly underspec'd, but I think I've said before, it's odd how you didn't notice so much at the time. It was like, oh, spikes. Yeah, it doesn't run good. I'm amazed it's still in sync after that. But yeah, you just, or at least I never did. Like, it was just the way it ran. You were just glad it ran. That's all. You might get away with it on this machine at this resolution, I think, but it still is prone to, like, these dips every once in a while. That was a crap dynamite throw. I think the sync's gone out on this demo. Or actually, when you look at it, it almost looks like the bloke playing was having performance problems, doesn't it? That would be my theory. There, I don't know. But anyway, I think I've exhausted the useful lifespan of this particular live stream, so I think I'm going to call it here for the day. I'll switch the machine off. And, yeah, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, there we go. You just didn't think about it at the time. It's just like, oh, that's the way it runs. We'll just put up with it. Hey, I run into a lot of early 2000s games that just flat out didn't run. There's one called Ballistics that I never got it running on bloody anything. Then again, I think it was made by Psygnosis, so I mean, there's hardly a Psygnosis games, they have good system requirements, like they're spot on, because if your machine's slower than the requirements, the game will run shit. But the game has no internal timer, like Thunder Truck Rally I think it's called, it's like a monster truck game, and all the other shit they made on that engine. If your system's just a little bit faster, the game runs too fast and becomes unplayable, and they did it for fucking years. I think even Roll Cage Stage 2 was susceptible to it. I heard from somebody that it was less of a problem in 3DFX mode, but by the time that came out, nobody owned a bloody 3DFX card, and I sure as hell didn't. So yeah, it was like unplayable. I had to like deliberately cripple like my Duron just to be able to play it. Oddly enough, it behaved in multiplayer, I think. If you did network multiplayer, it suddenly slowed down to the correct speed. I mean, it might have just been coincidental with the power of the machines I was running it on, but I don't know. I don't have it anymore. I can't test. Anyways, I'm out of here. I'm killing the stream. So, yeah. I'll come back and mess with this thing some more someday. Right now, I think I'm going to eat my supper and try to sleep, and hopefully get to sleep today, because I keep not being able to, and it sucks. But, oh well, that's just the way the world is. It does no lasting damage, right? I'm sure. Anyways, yeah. See you around.